Indeed. Courtney Williams and Minnesota tie for the largest comeback in WNBA Finals history. Down by as many as 18 in the first half. As I mentioned, the Liberty were able to pull this off against the Comets. They did fall later in the series. Also ties their largest comeback in any playoff game in the last 10 years. Let's get to the highlight of this game. There's a lot going on here. You got UConn teammates Brianna Stewart and Napisa Collier going head-to-head. Benijah Laney, Leonie Fibish. That's a specialty. Hits the three. Sabrina Ionescu, the steal. Picked up by Jonquel Jones. Another three. Bottoms. Liberty. Hot and out early, up 9. Courtney Vandersloot. Ionescu in rhythm. Bottoms. Lynx down 15. They're 0-5 this season when they trail by 15 or more. Early in the third, it's the Lynx down 6. And then in transition, Courtney Williams, who we just visited with, nice ball fake. Fisa up and underneath, and it's a 4-point game. Ionescu caught the defense slightly flat-footed. Attack mode, great ball fake, left hand. Liberty up 6. Up 8. They've got so many options, so many ways to beat you. Jonquel, turn around on the baseline. Bucket good. Vandersloot closing out the quarter, heading into the final 10, up by 7. Fourth quarter, Natisha Heidemann and the Lynx trying to get back in this. Scoop, score, and that's 3 the hard way. Suddenly it's back to a 4-point game. Liberty up 6. Stewie in rhythm. That's good. The lead's 9. Under a minute to play. The Lynx. And that was a big one right there for Williams in transition. Dad loving that. They cut it to a 1-possession game. Out of the timeout. Down low, Jones is blocked by Collier. Heard Rebecca Lobo describing what a remarkable job she did there. Still leading by 3. Got to get the shot up. They don't. Shot clock violation, and that means that Minnesota can tie with the 3. Or, off the initial miss from 3, off the miss, offensive rebound, right back to the shooter, and that's Williams. All 3 of these make it 4. A chance to give Minnesota the lead. Alana Smith did a great job to get it back to Williams. Great at the free throw line. That's cash. And it's a 1-point lead for the Lynx. Liberty inbounding with 5 seconds to go. Jones, Stewart, who's it off? Man, if this was pick-up, there would have been a fight because somebody would have taken the ball and taken it to the other end of the court, and then somebody would have screamed, respect my call, and then everybody would have had to go home for dinner. But this is the WNBA, and they have officials, and they sort it out. Off the jump ball, Williams called for a jump ball violation, Liberty ball. So now there's 3.9 on the clock. There goes Stewie down the lane. 1.0 on the clock, 1 second left. Inbound, Stewart's got it. No good, game over. There is a foul. And it was the proper call, I think. Certainly way too much contact to say play on. So Stewart heads to the line after making the first to tie it. Bend the knees, fire, and oh, it rattles out. And so Minnesota has forced the overtime. Now in the overtime, incredibly, after being down by 18. Again, it's Williams. Good ball movement. Absolutely unafraid of the moment. The lead's back to 4. On the other end, off the miss, there's a mad scramble, and guess who comes out with it? Williams. But she throws it away. Ionescu keeps her eyes up. Great defensive play off glass. It's now a 2-point game. 32 seconds to go. 2-point game. Off the inbound, Jonquel Jones. 6'6", long arms, gets out there. Great defense, the steal, the layup. We're tied again. On the other end, Napisa Collier, one of the best defensive players in the world. Got these 2 for you. Huge turnaround bucket. On the other end, Stewart Down the lane, has a layup to tie. And it's no good. An incredible comeback for Minnesota. The Liberty get the player they certainly want at the rim. No. And the Lynx remarkably celebrate. I'm Scott Van Pelt. Welcome to the show after an absolutely astounding performance. I'm going to be honest, Courtney, we came downstairs with a whole other game plan. We thought we were going to be talking Liberty. They're up big. They hadn't trailed. They hadn't trailed the whole night. But we just heard
talking to us now.
Well, and I'm happy to because of what you just did. We just heard Nafisa talk about you can't give in. It's the finals. What's the mentality as you all are closing that gap in those final moments?
I mean, we're resilient. We know that they're a tough team, but we know what we can do as well. We never give up, so that's what it is. We never give up.
You hit that 4-point play, and now all of a sudden it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I see that big smile on your face. How do you describe that moment when I guess it's just you got it? I mean, it's a great offensive rebound, and that leads to your bucket with under 5 on the clock.
Man, my teammates trust me so much, man. We have such great three-point shooters, so the fact that they want to get the ball in my hand, that just shows you how much my teammates believe in me, man. So I'm just happy to be here, man. I love this group, and I'm so happy that we're here in this moment and that we came up with this win.
Well, a lot goes into that, doesn't it? Because it feels like New York's kind of trying to take the air out of the ball, and then you all were in attack mode. How much do you kind of sense that a team that's been attacking themselves is now on its heels? Is that, am I reading that correctly?
I mean, basketball is a game of runs. So they came out, they hit us in our mouth, and we just wanted to come out and fight back, you know, and hope that the odds landed in our favor, man. When you win in games like this, it take a little bit of luck as well. And, you know, the basketball guys was on our side tonight.
Yeah, but, I mean, they had you and Fisa as well. She had so many clutch blocks, and we just heard her talking to Holly about trying to play against Stewie, who's one of the greats in the world. How do you assess the value of her ability on that end of the floor, Courtney?
I mean, huge, huge. I mean, the things that she does for us, I mean, that's why she Defensive Player of the Year, man. She came up so huge for us. It's not all about her scoring. It's about what she does on the other end as well, man. So, like I said, man, I'm so proud of our group. I'm so happy that we came out and we just never gave up. We kept fighting back, and the odds ended in our favor. And
now it's a 1-0 lead. I'm sure you're tired and want to take that headset off and get to your team to celebrate. What a tremendous performance, an incredible game. Courtney, thanks for taking a moment, and best of luck the rest of the way, all right? Appreciate you.
Thank you, thank you.
And Andraya Carter joins me now. Andraya, you can imagine I had a list of questions I was prepared to ask you all about the Liberty. And then, right? Sports happens. And so often in sports, I don't care what the sport is, the team that plays to build the lead plays to defend the lead, and the team that's down plays frantic. How do you assess how Minnesota was able to get back in it and the role the Liberty played in allowing it to happen?
Wow. I mean, first, I'm still downloading all of the information that happened in that fourth quarter and in overtime. But, you know, it's amazing. You talked about how the team that's making a comeback is playing frantic. But it was crazy to watch because as the Minnesota Lynx made their comeback, they still stuck to their team principles, playing off of each other, moving the basketball, and defending at a high level. Nafisa Collier, WNBA's Defensive Player of the Year this season, 6 blocks. Alana Smith, 3 blocks. Listen to this. The New York Liberty took 19 more field goal attempts because they had 20 offensive rebounds, but it didn't matter because they only shot 38% from the field. As far as the Lynx go, they have always been efficient on the offensive end. So even when they were frantic, they defended at a high level and they stuck with their offensive efficiency. They were 50% from the field. And what stood out to me, they knew who they wanted to have the ball when it mattered the most. Courtney Williams with the ball in her hands, using her speed to get around the New York Liberty, and Nafisa Collier in space to take that shot over Jonquel Jones. To me, the Minnesota Lynx were just on the same page and more connected on both ends when it mattered the most.
Not surprising, Andraya, but that's such a great point. And I was surprised to watch the best team in the league this year. I want to be fair, but I also want to what my eyes told me is the Liberty didn't seem to know who wanted that shot, and no one was taking it. I was amazed to see them get to the end of shot clocks and not even get attempts up. You're nodding your head. You felt the same way?
Yeah, I mean, you're watching it, and sometimes that's hard when you have so many scores. But when you look at Minnesota and their big three, they played so evenly. They all scored over 20 points. The way that they found each other and played off of each other. But we've seen that from this Minnesota Lynx squad all season long. And when you look at the Liberty, specifically against the Lynx SVP, go back and look at the last 2 times these teams played. Minnesota won. Sabrina Ionescu was inefficient from the field. She was 4 of 21 in that game. Breanna Stewart was inefficient. Those two took the majority of the shots, and it didn't matter because the Liberty still lost. The team basketball that Minnesota is able to play and the way they play off of each other is so impressive. They work to get the shots specifically that they want, and it really shows, especially in their matchups against the Liberty. They're now 4-1 against the New York Liberty so far this season if you count the Commissioner's Cup.
Andraya, they don't have the Liberty. The Liberty doesn't have the liberty of an extended series like that. A loss where you got to lead this big on your home floor. I feel like it's really, really penalizing. How do they shake this off? I mean, this feels like this could be crushing.
Yeah, it's brutal. I mean, you have to, 1, you have to turn the page. 2, they have to find a way to be more efficient from the field. And 3, they have got to find a way to limit dribble penetration, especially of Courtney Williams. But Natisha Heidemann, when she comes into the floor, they have to find a way to keep those 2 guards in front of them. And they have to respond. I mean, this is a team that has claimed that they've responded from the heartbreak of last season and losing on their home court to Las Vegas in Game 4. Now they're going to have to respond to this heartbreak, because this was heartbreaking. You have a free throw to win it. You have a layup to win it. You have so many opportunities. There were a couple of shot clock violations, but hats off to Minnesota. It is now a series. You know, they say it's not a series until the away team wins on the home team's court. We have a series on our hands, overtime. This is the best way to start the WNBA Finals. But I was talking to Monica McNutt, SVP, and she had Minnesota in their last series against Connecticut. And Cheryl Reeve said, we didn't break, and we only have to be ourselves. And it looks like they know exactly who that is coming into this Finals, especially in this environment.
I was going to ask you, how's a team who's only lost once, how can you beat them 3 times in 4 games? That's what I thought I'd be asking you of the Lynx. Now it's the Liberty that have to figure out how to flip that script and get 3 of their own. Andraya, thank you so much for your time. What a night for the league. What a game, huh?
Yeah, amazing.